Hello, potato. It's a new week. It's a new bin. There should be some stuff different than this coming this week, but not today. I suspect we might be wrapping these down now. This might be the last week of these videos, barring any further updates from my employers. So I guess we got to finish these last two bins off. So let's get to them. And I have not looked in this bin yet, but it looks, I think my Genesis is in there. All right, let's go. We've got some Star Trek figures in box, still in pretty good shape. KB dump bin stuff. Got Dana Troy. It's actually, it's a little bent in the corner there, but it's in pretty good shape, given that this isn't a box of just unopened figures. We've got Commander Riker, and he's like battle damaged. See, this came with a nice amount of little proppy kind of items. Yeah, I wonder how those little stands are, because I guess they all came with stands? Because we saw some before that were already open, and they didn't all have their stands. Of course, it could just be from different series, too. It may just be that this series had stands. What else do we have? Let's do a couple more of them in here. We've got Picard with the little phaser that's always firing, which would be annoying for trying to put it, because it looks like it's actually supposed to go in their pocket. Does the blaster come off? No, but it's better than it looks on here, because in here it looks like, I guess it's just black and white. I was going to say it looks like it's just silver plastic, but no, I think it's just black and white there. Yeah, they're just black and white pictures. Because why would you want to call it? This was kind of a neat thing about toys in the 90s. I think Playmates in particular, they had these little cards on the back. Because I remember my Ninja Turtles figures all had these like little informational cards on the back. And I kept them for a long time before finally throwing them away. The cards, not the figures. The figures I gave away. I gave those to a young cousin. And LaForge, LeVar Burton himself. He wants you to read it for yourself. So take a look. It's in a book, A Reading Rainbow. Speaking of LeVar Burton, we just finished watching Community a couple days ago. Finished our rewatch through of Community. And, of course he's in it a couple times. But yeah, it was sad to see the show end again. But it was a good show. It's one of the things where you shouldn't be sad that it's over. You should be happy that it happened. What else do we have in here? We also started watching the new series of Dead to Me with Christina Applegate and was it Linda Cardellini? Cardellini? Maybe it's Cardellini. I think it's Cardellini, actually. Yeah, those are both actresses that should be in a lot more stuff than they are. Especially Cardellini. I don't think she has the Christina Applegate I think is instantly recognizable. I don't think Cardellini is. I think her big thing really was Freaks and Geeks, but she's done a bunch of other stuff. Particular for me, Gravity Falls. She was Wendy Corduroy in Gravity Falls. Alright, I'm holding this in front of the camera. I might as well discuss it. A 2002 South Park desk calendar. And, yep, I don't really see any reason to keep that. Not anymore. Not in 2020. Although, really, a calendar becomes accurate every, 5-6 years? Depending on where leap year falls. Alright, we've got a bag of things. I'm guessing kids' meal toys. Yeah. These are all kids' meal toy, looks like. Got some more Shrek stuff. The lie detector. Pinocchio knows. Pinocchio knows his... Oh, it's actually got a power switch. That's alright. Now it's turned on. Pinocchio, am I lying? Pinocchio doesn't know. Pinocchio's dead. Bye, Pinocchio. We've got, looks like the handle to something. Got a clippy thing from Calusa Casino, which I've never been to, so I'm guessing this probably came from the fair. Got a little teeny tiny Nerf gun with no dart. I think this is like a Happy Meal toy or something. Does it have a... Got the Burger King logo on it. It also seems to be completely fused. We've got Green Lantern. Wow, that's... Oh, wait, looks like it winds up. It doesn't just go up, wobble, it winds up. See, that's much more exciting that way. Well, who else do we have? We have Wonder Woman with her magical lasso. For some reason, lassoing a man made of crystal. Yeah, look, it's this like same mechanism as that Legend of Zelda toy from last week, only it wraps itself up in rope now. We've got, looks like Fred Flintstone's hat. I think that's Fred Flintstone's hat from his water buffalo cult that he's in. Oh, I've got another one of these things from the Kinder Surprise. There's a few Kinder Surprise things in here. I think this might be one. This little guy certainly is. Oh, there's a part of it too. Oh, he probably goes to this. Let's see if we can find all the parts. Another one of those handles. Got a little dog. My first impression is to guess that it was like from like rose red tea, but it's not the right kind of stuff. It's more plasticky. Do you have a mark on it somewhere? I'm guessing maybe it's another Kinder toy. Got that. Probably goes to one of these little Kinder things. We've got a bag with the word "the" on it. Looks like it might be birdseed or something. And a ring on the end of it. Got a little fake Elvis that... Oh, it like hulas. It like wiggles its hips. Let's see if we can get a good look at that. We can't, because of course it's focusing on the background and not on the thing at the center. There we go. That could keep you thrilled for literally seconds. Who made you? Doesn't say. We've got a little plastic tab that says Sammy's Sonnen Studio, which that's like German for sun, right? So like maybe it's a tanning parlor? Sammy's tanning parlor? I don't know. Got a launcher from the Burger King's. It's the same kind of Burger King logo as the fake Nerf gun there, so maybe they're connected somehow. Got this. I don't know what it is, but it looks like the plastic kind of looks like it goes maybe with that. We've got the insert for one of the Kinder items. Look, there's the magic code. I'm sure that doesn't work anymore. Yep, so this little guy is Bobby Red. See the resemblance. And they're supposed to go on your like pencil cup. Okay. We've got a paintbrush. This is thrilling stuff, isn't it, folks? More little bits. A soccer ball. Another one of these weird little animals. A rabbit this time it looks like. A teacup, I guess to go with the teapot. Or some sort of space capsule. This. Oh, let's get the rest of the stuff out of here. It's all just little bits. Guess it goes on a string like to stop it from sliding forward or something. And because that's it. Well, I mean, we can put this little teapot together. Maybe. So that goes on top of it. Where's the base? There's got to be a base because there's holes here. Looks like SpongeBob's pants. Does it go on this? All right, well, I figured out some of it. So he goes, this is clearly Sammy's Cylinder Studio. This actually has a little LED in it, but the battery in it's long dead, so it doesn't work anymore. It also doesn't stay together if you try to move it. So, we got that part figured out. Still have no idea what this little blue ladder goes to. That little thing that looks like SpongeBob's pants is the skirt for the paintbrush to show that it's a blue paintbrush and hide the wheel. Yay! And that's not the, it's te. It's tea. It's part of the teapot. I'm guessing maybe I put it together wrong to begin with or something, because you think maybe the string should go through the mouth so you can pretend you're dipping it. I don't know. I have no idea what the idea behind that was. But it's together as much as I can figure it out. So we're going to move on to some hangers. Yep, those look as seen on TV hangers that you can put a bunch of hangers on and then clip it up on the other end of the its other end on your closet rod, and it doesn't actually take up that much less space. We've got a poorly painted rake. All right, I can tell you exactly what this is from. In college, in a drama class, we had to dramatize Jabberwocky on stage. And so I actually kind of rigged up a costume for our Jabberwocky. These were the claws that catch. They had little erasers tucked on the end of them because part of the way we had staged it was that these were coated in fake blood, so that when the Beamish boy was fighting the Jabberwock, the 1-2-1-2 involved actual sword play, which actually I think I saw the sword for that earlier and moving around the stuff in the closet, but I don't see it now. And the Beamish boy getting slashed across the face with these. The idea being that the blood on the little fingers there would leave red marks on the face, and the little tips would keep it from leaving real scratches on the face. Yep, the ends of these were held inside of the arms of a death cloak, which I still use in my Halloween displays. And there was a big foam head velcroed onto a sweatband that went over the actor's head, so that when the Vorpal blade goes snicker snack and he left it dead, and with its head he came glumphing back, we had a head that could actually be removed from the body and glumphed back with. Yep, but that's a long time ago, and we don't need to keep that any longer. But that's what that was. If you're interested, or even if you're not. Alright, and here we have the instructions to a TV card. This TV card, I believe, was actually recalled. Because there was no way to fasten it down to anything. But I still got it. I still have it. I still use it. So I guess we probably should keep the instructions to it. Maybe put it with all the other... No, we shouldn't. I'm never going to dismantle it and put it back together. So no, we shouldn't. Let's throw some stuff away. Got a takeout carrier style box with bats on it. Feels like I put some of this little junk in there before I put it back. We've got a bullwhip, because everybody wants to be Indiana Jones at some point in their life. Oh, now here's an antique. A phone line extender. Yep. So back in the day, before everybody had cordless phones, this is old even for me. you know, you only had 1 or 2 phone jacks in your house necessarily. So if you wanted a phone someplace else, like you were going to be hanging out in the garage or something, you didn't have a phone line out there, you would plug this into your phone line in the kitchen, let's say, and run it out to the garage, and then plug the phone for the garage in there. Yep. There's your bit of old tech. It's the way we used to solve problems before. We just made them all cordless handsets. And you could put just base stations wherever there were power plugs. Which is, yes, much more convenient. We have another Marvin Martian alarm clock. This is actually thematically very similar to that rocket ship one. Only I think this one is supposed to actually pop up when the alarm goes off. But of course, there's no batteries in it because it's not been used in years and years. And honestly, I don't know that that ever actually worked. I don't recall ever using it as an alarm clock. Got some disc guns. A pair of them, because what are you going to do with just one? Gotta have 2. I'm sure there's no batteries in them, right? Hopefully. Yep, they're dead. Yep, those were fun back in the day. And we've got the extra magazines for them, which conveniently store right on the gun. Remember how to do it correctly. Here we go. Yep, just like that. Let's put the other one on. Yep, so you and a friend could duel, or you could just double gun it. You know, I think we may actually just get through this bin today because there's only a couple more even vaguely interesting items in here. Got a box with a cord with an adapter for something. Don't know what. You know, maybe this actually goes to that. We have a dartboard I've had for years and years in the garage, and we've never been able to figure out what happened to the power cable for it. It's one of those electronic dartboards, and I think that might be the cable for it. We've got a little TV auto switch, which goes along with other stuff in this box. Got lots of cables and cords. Oh, and they're all tangled. Well, I'm going to leave the cables and cords in there. We'll just bring out what they go to. We have a rather mucky looking Genesis. Yes, it's got a lot of play back in the 90s. And it came with Sonic 2. And yeah, you can see that Sonic 2 got a lot of use. And yes, that system is incredibly mucky. We've got, not so much mucky, but dusty, a Nintendo 64. And yes, I used to play those stupid wrestling games because they would generally let you just beat the other guy up completely. And I liked fighting games back in the day. And that's, yeah, everything else is like cables for these. There's some games. We'll look at those. Got an AOL disc, AOL 4.0, yay, from 1998. You know what we used to do with those is we'd get those, like at Target, they'd have big racks of them, and we'd take them out and back and we'd use them as BB gun targets. Because, you know, what else would you do with them? Got some more games in here. Got Zombies Ate My Neighbors, that's a classic. Let's make sure these are at least in focus. Got RoboCop versus Terminator. There's a code you can put into this that restores it to the original game. If you remember in the 90s, they pretty much never had female enemies in games. I don't know if it was like an overreaction to like domestic violence or what it was, but games that had female enemies in like the Japanese or arcade versions would always replace them with very skinny men in the video games, like Final Fight, RoboCop versus Terminator, Lethal Enforcers. Yep, they would always do that. But there was a code in this you could put into it that would restore it back to the original female models, if it made any difference, which it really didn't. I've got a used copy of Mutant League Hockey. I mean, it was used when I bought it. I don't think I've ever been there. Probably bought it at the flea market. They probably had resold it there or something. I don't think I've ever been to video trading post on Watt Avenue. And I'm guessing that place doesn't exist anymore anyways. And Mutant League Football. These are the only sports games I've ever really enjoyed playing. Because again, you're not playing it. You're not playing properly. Then we have... I have no idea. This is a little transmitter for something. But I don't know what. Does it say on it here? Video camera. Okay. I guess this maybe goes with it's a transmitter for an old camcorder. Or a receiver, probably. Not a transmitter. The camera would be the transmitter, wouldn't it? Which might be what some of the spaghetti of cables goes to. And then also in here we've got the N64 controller with the rumble pack attached. This is probably my least favorite controller design ever. Because you got the stick in the middle here, which I suppose, you know, could be good, but I mean, there's no... And then this thing under the bottom here. I know you're supposed to hold the controller like this for certain games. But yeah, I never... This is like my least favorite controller design ever. What do we have? We have an original DualShock controller. No, it's DualShock 2. This is for PS2. I wonder why it's in here and not with the PS2. I wonder if the PS2 is maybe in the other bin. An off-brand N64 controller, because, you know, you need player 2 sometimes for fighting games and stuff. Got the Genesis 6-button controller. This is not the one that came with the Genesis. That Genesis came with the original 3-button, which is probably in here too. Yep. This came with the system. This one I had to buy separately because while you could play pretty much anything with the 3-button, the 6-button was so much better because things like Zombies Ate My Neighbors had other items that could be used here, and you had to like do finger gymnastics to do the same thing on the 3-button controller. And we've got a sock. A lonely, lowly sock. Let's save that for Dobby. If Dobby's in the trash. And yet the rest of what's in here is just cords and plugs, presumably for these two things, and maybe some other stuff. So yeah, we did a whole bin today. Yay us! At least it's just one bin to do, and then the bins will be done. And then if I'm still here, I will have to reevaluate what I'm doing at that point. Because honestly, the bins were kind of a Hail Mary on my part, because I wasn't planning on doing this long. But I've adjusted, and you've adjusted, largely by not watching these videos. But who knows, maybe you're watching this now, well if you're hearing me say this, you must be. And it could be years later, who knows, who knows. But with this lovely view of my dusty old N64, before it goes back in this bin, and back in the closet for another 10 years, I will leave you with the immortal words, please wash your hands carefully, wear your mask out in public, practice your safe social distancing, and I'll see you in the next video.